Hi, thank you for joining us in worship during the Holy Week, especially Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday. And I hope it was a blessing to you and your families. Um, we'll continue to pray for you and for the needs of your families. I hope you pray for us as well, for the church and for the ministry that it does. In this most unprecedented time in our life, a lot of people are going through some raw emotions as in fear, as in anger, as in grief, as in loss and disappointments. And so I thought to myself, what if I begin to address some of these raw emotions in my sermons? And especially if you see all of the post-resurrection appearances of Jesus in the gospel. Jesus pops in here and there. He meets Peter, he meets Mary, he meets the disciples, he meets Clopas on the road to Emmaus. And if you see all of those examples, you see Jesus enters into their lives and they are going through a particular emotion. They're going through either a loss or a grief or a disappointment. He enters into them, kind of doesn't correct them, but kind of leads them gently through it and helps them to see God in the midst of all of that. And so I wanted to use the post-resurrection experiences as a way of preaching a sermon series for the next 5 to 6 weeks. I don't know if you remember this old store called Toys R Us, and that's what they did. They just made toys. And so I don't know if I'm using the idea of Aras in a proper way, but I was thinking to myself, what if we saw Mary Aras, in the sense of Mary's grief and loss, and how do we find ourselves in it? Or Thomas's doubts are us, or Peter's disappointments are us. And so for the next several weeks, I want to just journey with you using the post-resurrection experience and dealing with some of the raw emotions that we go through, especially at this moment in time. So if you are willing to join me on this journey, I can send you the text. But I thought it will be an excellent opportunity for us to read all of those post-resurrection texts and see what God has to say to us. Thank you again for worshiping with us. Thank you for praying for us. We commit you and your families into God's care and keeping. Thanks. Bye.